The Illuminati started in 1776, the same year America was created, and it was created by a man named Johann Adam Weishaupt, and it only lasted about a decade until it branched off and became Freemasons. Now, George Washington was the first president of America. He was also a Mason. Mason stands for Mary's son. That's why Washington, D.C. is a square located between Virginia and Maryland, which openly reveals the name Virgin Mary. Jesus and Christ are two different titles. Jesus means God's salvation, and Christ means the anointed one. Jesus was born of Mary the Virgin, and Christ was raised by God. Mason is Mary's son, and Jason is Jehovah's son. The word Jehovah is the same as Yahweh. It's a 4-letter word of God in Hebrew, which means YHWH, also called the Tetragrammaton. And Jesus is a 5-letter word of God, or the Pentagrammaton, which is pronounced Yeshua. In Hebrew, it's YHSHWH. Jesus stood for 33 years before he died and became one with his Father as one entity. In Greek, Christos means gold. Therefore, Christ is the golden oil that originates from the brain and it falls down. Let me explain something. 1 second. So we have the Tetragrammaton, which is Yod He Vav He, which is the 4 tetra letters, grammar, and aton, God. And these are the 4 elements, and that's why we get Yod He Vav He. And then in English we get JHVH, which is why we get Jehovah. We also have Yahweh, which is YHWH, and that's where we get Yahweh, well, there's no vowels in Hebrew, so it's Yahweh. Now we have the Pentagrammaton, which is the 5 letters of God, and that's why we get Yod He Shin Vav He, and that's YHSHWH. And that's why in English we have Yahashua or Yeshua. And Yahashua is translated from Greek, which is Isus. Isus, Yahashua, Isus to English is Jesus. And if you were to stack this up, Yod He Vav He, Shin would be in the middle, which is the soul, and the soul is basically holding the elements together, which is us. That's why you are the universe. You are all the elements. You are the zodiacal wheel. You are all the archetypes of consciousness. You are the star, the shine, Shin, Yod He Shin Vav He. It is said that the Bible is one of the greatest stories ever told, but it's just a story and biblical characters are fictional. King Tut was a real pharaoh of the 18th dynasty who had a real tomb in Egypt. For an example, his mummified corpse is inside that tomb. Jesus, Moses, and Noah, their bones are nowhere to be found. And if they were real, that would mean that Eve really came from the rib of Adam, and we'd have to believe that women are born from the ribs of men. And humans in general are born from men, which is an inversion.